fate of performing art workers.
That's right. Now, in France, these performing art workers are called intermittents du spectacle, and they benefit from a special unemployment insurance system. Basically, so long as they fill a certain number of hours during the year, well, they can benefit from unemployment benefits when they're not working. But critics, mainly on the right, say that this costs the state a lot of money and doesn't actually encourage artists to work. And so the main business owner organization, the MEDEF, actually wants the government to scrap the system to save money. But you can see here Libération, which is really saying that this business leaders move is just a bad sketch, because a lot of people on the left, a lot of people in the artistic world say that this isn't actually such a drain on the government, and actually this protects artists and encourages them to work. And so Libération today really calls for solidarity with the artistic community, as does L'Humanité, which is the communist paper. It says that culture itself is at stake here, and you can see there it says, "Ne touchez pas aux intermittents," don't touch our performing artists.
Right, a lot of papers are also reacting to the latest unemployment figures.
That's right, unemployment rose again in January. La Croix focuses on how hard it actually is to find a job in France these days. And starting in June, it started following 4 job seekers who have since found work. So you can see here, how did they find a job? Well, according to La Croix, most job seekers don't actually depend on the state agency Pôle emploi. Pôle emploi registers unemployed people. It provides them with financial aid, and it's actually also supposed to help them find jobs. But La Croix says most people don't really depend on this. They depend on themselves. La Croix says that they use their own networks, or sometimes just spontaneously send out their own CVs, and that's how the workers that La Croix follows found their jobs.
Let's take a look at the international press now, and Ukraine continues to grab the attention.
That's right. I pulled an article out of the Moscow Times, which says that tensions in Ukraine are growing amid Russian military drills. So this comes after President Vladimir Putin ordered 150,000 troops to move immediately into a state of, quote, combat readiness. So The Independent is also reacting to this and says that Putin has put Russia on war footing. That's the headline there. And that photo that you can see is of tensions in Crimea, where yesterday there were clashes between pro-Europeans and pro-Russian Ukrainians.
Well, talking about Crimea, we've just heard that a group of armed men have reportedly seized the regional government building as well as the parliament in that region. That's according to a news agency, Interfax. It quotes a Tatar leader who's a pro-European in the region, and he apparently wrote on his Facebook page, and I quote, "I have been told that the buildings of Parliament and the Council of Ministers have been occupied by armed men in uniforms that do not bear any recognisable insignia." So we'll see. We'll find out more about that a little bit later on in the day. Finally, Flo, let's talk about the China Daily, because it's focusing on an alarming consequence of air pollution.
That's right. This is on the front page of China Daily today that talks about lung cancer and how lung cancer cases, especially in Beijing, are found to be linked to air quality. And there's some really incredible statistics that China Daily talks about today. Health experts say that the potential health impact of this smog that we've been seeing in a lot of big cities in China, well, the health impacts could be a lot greater than SARS. So I'll tell you more about this in the International Press Review later.
All right. Thank you very much, Flo. That was Florence Villeminot with all of today's papers. And if you're just joining us here on France 24, here's a reminder of our top stories. A new government in Ukraine is due to